That lovely old song of Thomas Moore was really the inspiration for this recital, because in it it says, the soul had fled from this beautiful harp and it was no longer being played. So this lovely harp here, which is called Clarshock, is normally, my father used to play it on his knee, and he played it for 57 years, this particular harp, and every day he played it, right up to his death, which was when he was 84 and a half. And he would play it looking out on Sandyman Strand, and he had a seat there looking out on the strand, and he'd play it every day. My mother didn't always appreciate this. She said, your father's up there playing the harp again. But, you know, it's a very special harp. So when he died in '96, we left the harp up where he would play it in this drawing room up on our top floor, and it stayed there for 8 years. And it was silent, as if the soul had fled, because I don't play the harp. I had a thought at one stage that I would learn it, and maybe I would use it and whatever, but we didn't know what to do, and there it was, all silent and all sad. So eventually, after 8 years, my sister Bronwyn and I felt, well, we could part with it, and it should have a proper home. So we looked around, and I heard about the wonderful Cormac Dubarra. And he seemed a perfect choice to give this harp. First of all, it really should go to a man, because a lot of the time it is balanced on the knee, so that doesn't look so elegant with a woman harpist, really. And then I had met him and heard so much about him. So he came to the house one day, and of course he was the perfect person to take over the harp. And he travels the world with his harps. He has harps. And brings such joy with his music and his harps to everyone that it is so wonderful to know that the harp has a wonderful new home and owner. And he's already done great things. He was telling me he's added strings to it. Yes. And the other day we were practicing and the cat was in the house, and the cat didn't like the harp, and Cormac said he knows that one of his relations is one of the strings. So the cat shot off.
Before I said it, though, I hadn't said it. He said it. He looked at the harp and he ran off and he went, and then he must have heard one of his cousins.
Anyway, this is a very beautiful carved harp. He had it made in 1939, and that was the year after he came to Dublin to act in the Gate Theatre. And he sent an Irish penny to Briggs, who was the maker of harps in Glasgow. And of course, on the old Irish penny was the O'Neill harp, and the beautiful carving of the O'Neill harp. And so Briggs copied it exactly. So you must come and look at it later on. You can see there, or you can see it, you see in the picture. There he has it on his knee. But it is exquisite carving. So he did that, and that worked out very well. So I persuaded him the year before he died to write his memoirs, and it turned out it was a Lenten exercise. So he wasn't very keen to do it, but he did it as his Lenten penance. So he wrote 10 pages every day, and by the end of the 40 days we had 400 pages. So they're wonderful memoirs, full of his philosophies of life and full of his thoughts, and he was a very religious man and quite a mystic in his own way. And I sort of had said to him, you know, Gill and Macmillan were sort of interested when they heard he might do it. But unfortunately, he had a thing that he would tell his philosophies, and he wouldn't often tell you why he had done things, or why he did things, or how he felt. It was mostly very much philosophical, but wonderful to have. And now we've given it to the library, the theatre archives in Pearse Street. And a lot of actors from the past, things are going there now, some of Michael McLean's things, and Jimmy O'Dea, Maureen Potter, a whole lot of, it's a wonderful archive, so if anybody's ever researching, that's the place to go. So, dipping into his memories and his memoirs and our memories as his father, we will give you his story about his story and the story of his harp. And then we have, of course, Cormac's grandmother, her wonderful grandmother, Roisin Hay, and she did so much to revive Irish music and the music of the harp and the song, and trained other harpists, including Cormac. And she was much beloved and had a most interesting life. So Cormac has his memories of his grandmother, and he will tell you her story.
Select.
But her harp, which when we started this show 6 years ago, and I think Mo is here, and Mo remembers she was there for 3 hours, wasn't it? The first performance, I think. It kept getting cut down and cut down. And I remember saying to her, what did you think? She said, well, there was an awful lot of information. So it's been cut down and tightened up, all the different places we have gone. But this harp was with us in the beginning. For the first year we did it, and it was then 107 years, I think, wasn't it?
104 then.
104 then, and it's now 110. But you still have it at home.
Oh yeah, it's still there.
Yes, yeah. So this evening we are telling you the story of 3 harps and 3 harpers who played them.